and she was always the one that I went to. But Scott came along in the scene, and I was so very happy. From the first memory I have of Scott, I knew that he was the one for Jenny. He showed up at the chapel that day with his pants way too short and way too tight. He drove an old gold Ford Escort EXP that had truly seen better days. And let's just say Scott is not one of the cleanest persons around. There was quite a bit of debris scattered about. One early memory I have of Scott is when I was sitting next to them in Sunday school, and I kept smelling a very weird acidic smell. Several of us look over at Scott, and he had a wet mark on the pocket of his pants where he had stuffed pickled sausage he had brought to eat during the break. He had wrapped it in a napkin, and he had just been waiting for it to eat it. Trust me though, he only did that once because he was quickly told that was unacceptable by his queen. But that's what Jenny was to Scott, his queenie. I had been there for previous boyfriends. I had shared in secrets, and yet as Scott approached the scene, I knew he was so far out of his league with Jenny, and yet there was a connection far beyond what I had seen with any of her boyfriends before. Their love was not superficial. It could endure quite a few, may we say, heated discussions. One time we drove up in the yard and Jenny was calling us all in for supper and we all needed to be at the table when she called us. And so she called, "Scott!" And he quickly replied, "What?" The look on his face after he said it told the story. He came right in and sat down for supper. But honestly, he was the one who came to know Jesus as an adult. That was so different from our world. A world that had never known anything except a true and solid perspective and understanding of who Christ was. He approached our family with a different perspective. But to this day, he will always be us. He is beloved, he is hers. He is the one that she wanted most. He is the one that she understood his name to frame windows as he thought and processed the battle that was before her. He was the one she loved with a fierce and protective love. He was her heart. And then there were theirs. The one she loved so deeply, the one she fought for, fought with, and prayed for. I remember her praying a prayer that I always found challenging to the depths of my soul. She prayed that God would take you, her children, before the age of accountability, if you were not to be his children. When she prayed these things, I wanted to make those thoughts go away because I didn't want the image of you dying. But guess what? As usual, in so many cases, your mom had it right. And because of that prayer, I remember praying over the cribs of both my children the very same prayer. What she wanted first and foremost was the certainty that each of you would have a solid relationship with Christ. And during the early days of diagnosis, which were bitter to me, and treatment, she knew and took great comfort in who you were. She understood, without a doubt, your relationship with the Lord. She knew that your eternal security was not based on her or your dad's merits, but based on your own understanding of who Christ was and what he had done for you. Ray, you're her firstborn. I told you that so much, how much you were pretty much the perfect mix of both your parents. She took great comfort in your tenderness and your ability to see far beyond your years. She had faith that you would do right even when it is hard. But she also expected me, your dad, and your Uncle Jeremy to rein you in if necessary, and also gave us trusted friends who we could trust their judgment. Caroline, you're her. She knows the burdens you will face. She knows you will try to make the world right for everyone around you, even at your own expense. She knew you would try to be mom to all of them, but she wanted you to know it is okay. You are perfect in who you were created to be. You are a treasure based on who you are and not on what you do. She also loved every minute with you. She loved you being her birdie. And Clayton, you are your dad. You want things to be a certain way. You see things a very certain way. You are so much like your dad, and she loved and protected every part of who you are. With the exception maybe of you spilling drinks. We have to work on that. She wanted you to continue to be strong and confident in who you are. This is a letter that is so painful because with it comes acceptance. Acceptance of a life that was lost too early, too soon. But with it comes responsibility. Responsibility for the road ahead. And guess what? We all know that Jenny had thoughts and opinions on many things. First, we are to take today for what it is. It is a day of grief. It is a day where we are allowed to be sad. It represents many of the days that are before those who loved her. It is the day where we start to say our goodbyes. It is not the last of these days. We will say goodbye for years to come. We will say goodbye at weddings, birthday parties, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and every major event that happens in our lives as a family. But know this, without a shadow of a doubt, those who have placed our trust in Christ will see our precious journey again. But until then, we know the road ahead of us. Kids, she didn't tell me much on many things, but she did say the following. She knows where she wants you every Sunday morning and every Wednesday night. She repeatedly told me to tell you these people from believers are your family. Scott, she knows you will need help, so she's taught me many things that I hope will help you in the future. For EBA, her beloved school and students. She wants her life to have an impact on the decisions you have made based on your own personal relationship with Christ. You know she didn't play around on this issue. At one of the last events she was able to attend at EBA, she had two thoughts. First and foremost, without a doubt, was there to see her child being honored. And then second was to reach out to the precious child she had led to Christ. Throughout the morning, she repeatedly asked for that child. She said, please go find so-and-so. She wanted to hug her and whisper words to her that we will not know. But knowing her words, I'm pretty sure they were saying she was proud of her, that she loved her, and that she would see her again. As her family and friends, we all want to honor her, and we should. She deserved it. I will forever cherish her. And I will forever try to honor what she has asked of me. On that day, April 6th, she looked at me and she gave me instructions for what to do at weddings, what to do at birthday parties, how to do certain things. And then she looked at me and she said, you will wear my Rolex. Trust me, she had earned that Rolex. She's the only one of us who could have worked with Dad for so long, and he gave it to her after many years of service when she decided to re-enter the world of teaching. She said, you will wear my Rolex. Or she actually said, you will wear my watch, so that you will remember that this is temporal